Welcome back to another interview. Today I am interviewing Myrna, and Myrna is with Elgo, which is a fantastic product which I'm really excited to share with you. Good morning, Myrna.
Hello, Louise. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so tell us what is Elgo, what and how did it come about? A little bit of history for us.
Yeah. So Algo is an AI-powered evidence-based well-being platform for K-12 students in the MENA region. We have been building specifically for the GCC. We are culturally compatible to the region. The idea came back in 2020, like came to us in 2020 after Beirut explosion and, coupled with COVID. There was a huge need where, students, teachers, parents did not have access to evidence-based resources that can help them improve the well-being of the students. So my co-founder and a group of researchers came together and they came up with the first evidence-based curriculum that was rolled out with 12,000 students, 32 schools. And we measured the impact. We first wanted to see, is there any impact if we start teaching, well-being as a standalone and it's not, just part of the SEL that's taught at school. And we saw, based on the WHO 5 Wellbeing Index, a 30% increase in well-being if we just raise awareness among the students, After that, like I met my co-founder around 2 years ago. And we started building, an AI-powered tech platform that, integrates class-based learning and, self-paced learning for the students to improve their well-being as they grow.
So it's a curriculum. Tell me a little bit about the curriculum. Is there a different curriculum for each age group? Is there different topics, different projects? How much time would you expect a school to spend on this particular curriculum? Is it isolation? Is it woven through the day? How does that work?
Our curriculum is from grade 6 to 12. What we have done, we have taken the four major frameworks for psychology, which is CASTLE, CBT, positive psychology, and mindfulness. And we have created, bit-sized videos that, cover different subjects. It's not just mental health, it's also well-being. We speak about subjects like bullying, healthy eating habits, sports, and others. The way it's being rolled out in schools is that usually we have 45 minutes in the advisory sessions. So these sessions are every, 1 week or 2 weeks or even like 1 month. We recommend that every school, rolls out around 8 to 12 lessons per school year so that, they increase the awareness of the students about issues related to well-being.
That's amazing. So does it also feed into things like assemblies? And I love that you're doing things around anti-bullying.
Around assemblies, as in, like mental health days and things like that.
Yeah.
It can be used in that way because our platform is very flexible. So it really depends on the school, the needs. We have additional resources that have been vetted that are culturally compatible that can be used, for specific cases or for the creation of assemblies that can be done, once per year. So it's really dependent on the school itself and the counselor or the head of well-being. What are the things that they're looking for? So as Algo, we do support, the schools and, ideation, be done and how, to roll it out within the school year.
Awesome. So I like let me pick up on what you said there about cultural appropriateness. So because this has been developed in the Middle East. So and this is going to be one of the unique selling points, if you like, compared to other products that are made across the world. So tell me about the cultural appropriateness and also language. Is it delivered in English?
So right now, our platform is in English, but we're planning to launch the Arabic in 2 weeks. So the whole platform will be accessible in both languages. Our AI, AI-powered journal, it speaks multiple languages. In terms of cultural appropriateness, we have been building in the UAE. So we have integrated UAE inspection framework as part of the work that we are doing. So this is one of the biggest flags we have. There are some subjects that we approach differently. For example, if we're talking about boundaries, right? So
Okay.
the West views boundaries different than the East. So we actually integrate how, the Arab world deals with family ties, things that are related to how we approach, boundaries in a way that is appropriate for the region, right? We
Okay.
can't just be like the US, where like the kid is like, don't talk to me right now. We are all about, family ties and
Sure.
how can we have healthier relationships with each other instead of like pushing people out.
Awesome. So when you talk about boundaries, you mean physical boundaries, relationship boundaries, contact boundaries,
Yeah, yeah.
clothing, all of these cultural appropriateness for the Middle East.
Yeah. So even like our, all the resources that have been developed, they have been developed by regional researchers, psychologists, educators, making sure that there are, sensitive subjects, let's say, that we do not tap on at this stage because we have to, respect the cultural
Yeah,
nuances that
rightly
are there.
so, rightly so. You also mentioned there an AI journal. So I'm presuming that the young people then have access to an app.
They have an access to the platform. We're developing the app hopefully by the beginning of the next year,
Okay.
but there's self-paced learning. So at the beginning, when the students log into our platform, we run a baseline assessment of what are the different challenges they are facing. So our AI starts to learn. And let's say Mirna is facing, a lot of stress at school because of studying and things like that. We start personalizing the experience by recommending different resources for them. Also, they have access to meditations, they have access to the journal, so that they can talk and process their feelings in a more constructive way. It's very conversational, it's evidence-based that we have built it. So it's not ChatGPT. We always hear that it's not ChatGPT. And it's also very, very private. So privacy is one of the biggest things that we have, unless there is a safeguarding issue. So we are able to, we get triggers on like, is there a safeguarding issue? And we create that pathway for the counselor and the school to follow up on these cases.
So if a child uses a specific word, those words are tagged and those recommendations go straight through to the designated person for each of the schools. And that is one of the reasons why I kind of hooked on to Elgo, because you are doing that triggering. And so children are not going to be writing in their journal something which could be harmful to themselves without it being picked up. I think it being picked up is a vital part of the work. When we hand over our emotions and our feelings to technology, it's vital that that is picked up and then given to a human to manage and support, right?
Yeah, the idea behind Algo is really to create that safe zone where, students have first language is technology, right? So they feel more comfortable speaking to technology. So instead of going on social media and looking for resources on TikTok, if they are facing something, we have evidence-based resources, right? The second part of why we created Algo is to create that pathway for the counselor, right? So we do push the students kind of with the language that we use. We recommend you speak to an adult. We do ask them, for example, who are the 3 adults you trust the most in case we have, the system flagged, high risk cases, so that also the school will have access to see who are the people that are best suited to speak to the student, right? It
Right.
might not be the counselor, it might be the Arabic teacher. So it really depends on the student.
I really, really like that. So again, sticking to the safeguarding point, do the children have access to talk to each other? Do they have access to talk to people outside of the platform? Do they speak to, through the app? And when I say speak, I mean type. Do they type to people at Elgo? Where is that safeguarding level for not releasing that information?
No, there is no communication between the students at all, or with the counselor at this stage. Like we have this feature, as something we want to build for the future, where the student will say, I would like to speak to a counselor, and they speak to their own school counselor, hopefully, and that
Right.
way we protect the privacy.
Okay. And the data, where is the data held? Is that safe and secure?
Yeah, it's secure. It's held in the UAE, so we are using all the UAE privacy laws that are available, and we are also, integrating GDPR and other international standards within the data privacy that we do.
That's awesome. Really like about Elgo is that your thoughts around accessibility. Tell me how accessibility for the program is going.
So right now, what we are doing, we're integrating a new feature where for accessibility, text to speech, speech to text, where actually students do not have to write. They will get, resources that are appropriate for, their age and, whatever works for them. So it's very dynamic. And we're making sure that we include everybody in our features.
That's incredible. Okay, so now all that's left is schools are interested, how do they get in contact with you? So we have our webpage. So on the webpage is obviously this interview, and also on the webpage we have your contact details. But what's the best way? Is it to contact you? Is it to contact a helpline? How should they talk to you?
They can contact me or my co-founder Luma. Our details are on your website, or even like go to www.algo.com and they can, send us an email. We're always available. I just want to say, like, we're doing an early adopters fee right now. So any school that's interested, they can contact us from now till within this month to get the early adopters fee, which is around 1,835 dirham for grades 6 to 12. So we're just doing grades 6 to 12. So anyone who's interested can contact us and benefit from that offer.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm thrilled. We've been talking for about 4 years, I think. I've been watching it grow, watching it develop, having some conversation around what do schools need, etc. So the fact that you've launched and you're going to be huge is just an enormous sense of pride for me, as well as I'm sure you are. And I love the color scheme. It's very, very calm as well. Thank you so much for your time. And if anybody's interested, elgo.com, or go to my webpage and there will be contact details there. Good luck with the launch.
Thank you.